In road bicycle racing, a Grand Tour refers to one of the three major European professional cycling stage races: Tour de France, Giro d'Italia and Vuelta a Spa+or-A. Collectively they are termed the Grand Tours, and all three races are similar in format, being multi-week races with daily stages. They have a special status in the UCI regulations. More points for the UCI World Tour are distributed in Grand Tours than in other races, and they are the only stage races allowed to last longer than 14 days. The Tour de France is the oldest and most prestigious of all three, and also the world's most famous cycling race. The Giro d'Italia is the second most important and has occasionally been as popular as the Tour. While the Tour de France has long been a household sporting name around the globe, known even to those not interested in cycling, the other two European Grand Tours are relatively unknown outside the continent, where they are familiar only to cycling enthusiasts. Description: in their current form, the Grand Tours are held over 3 consecutive weeks and typically include 2 rest days near the end of the first and second week. The stages are a mix of long massed start races, as well as individual and team time trials and non-competitive exhibition and rest days. Unlike most one-day races, stages in the Grand Tours are generally under 200 kilometers in length. Controversy often surrounds which teams are invited to the event. Typically, the Union Cycliste Internationale prefers top-rated professional teams to enter, while operators of the Grand Tours often want teams based in their country or those unlikely to cause controversy. From 2005 to 2007, organizers had to accept all Pro Tour teams, leaving only 2 wildcard teams per tour. However, the Unibet team, a Pro Tour team normally guaranteed entry, was banned from the 3 Grand Tours due to gambling advertising laws. In 2008, following numerous doping scandals, some teams were refused entry to the Grand Tours. Astana did not compete at the 2008 Tour de France and Team Colombia did not compete at the 2008 Vuelta a Spa+or-A. Since 2011, under the UCI World Tour rules, all Pro Tour teams are guaranteed a place in all 3 events, and obliged to participate. The prizes include the individual general classification, the team classification, the King of the Mountains, the points classification, and often the Best Young Rider classification, in addition to other less-known classifications. The most contested ones are the individual general classification and points classification. Only 3 riders have won all 3 in the same race: Eddie Merckx in the 1968 Giro d'Italia and 1969 Tour de France, Tony Rominger in the 1993 Vuelta a Spa+or-A and Laurent Jalabert in the 1995 Vuelta a Spa+or-A. It is rare for cyclists to ride all Grand Tours in the same year. In 2004, 474 cyclists started in at least one of the Grand Tours, 68 of them rode 2 Grand Tours and only 2 cyclists started in all 3 Grand Tours. It is not unusual for sprinters and their lead-out men, who do not expect to complete each race, to start each of the Grand Tours and aim for stage wins before the most difficult stages occur. Alessandro Petacchi and Mark Cavendish started all 3 Grand Tours in 2010 and 2011, respectively, as did some of their preferred support riders. For both riders in both years, only the Tour de France was ridden to its conclusion. Over the years, 32 riders have completed all 3 Grand Tours in 1 year. Marino Lejarreta has done it 4 times, Bernardo Ruiz 3 times, Eduardo Chozas and Carlos Sasta twice each, and 28 more riders have achieved the feat once. The only riders to have finished top 10 in each 3 during 1 year are Rafael copyright Miniani in 1955 and Gastone Mancini in 1957. UCI rules: for the UCI World Tour, more points are given in Grand Tours than in other races. The winner of the Tour de France receives 200 points, and the winners of the Giro and Vuelta receive 170 points, while other races give 100 points at most. The Grand Tours have a special status for the length; they are allowed to last between 15 and 23 days. Grand Tour winners: AAABCDEFG. Lance Armstrong was declared winner of 7 consecutive tours from 1999 to 2005. However, In October 2012 he was stripped of all titles by the UCI due to his use of performance-enhancing drugs. However, in October 2014, the Tour de France resumed listing Armstrong as a previous winner of the Tour, but with his name crossed out. Statistics: most Grand Tour wins per rider. Winners of all three Grand Tours. Only 6 cyclists have won all 3 of the Grand Tours during their career: Jacques Anquetil, FRA, 5 Tours, 2 Giro, 1 Vuelta. Alberto Contadora, ESP, 2 Tours, 1 Giro, 3 Vueltas. Felice Gimendia, ITA, 1 Tour, 3 Giro, 1 Vuelta. Bernard Hinault, FRA, 5 Tours, 3 Giro, 2 Vueltas. Eddy Merckx, Bell, 5 Tours, 5 Giro, 1 Vuelta. Vincenzo Nibali, ITA, 1 Tour, 1 Giro, 1 Vuelta. Winners of 2 Grand Tours in a year. No cyclist has ever won all 3 Grand Tour events in the same year. 9 riders have achieved a double by winning 2 Grand Tours in the same year. 7 cyclists have won the Tour and the Giro in the same year: Fausto Coppier, ITA, 1949, 1952, Jacques Anquetil, FRA, 1964, Eddy Merckx, Bell, 1970, 1972, 1974, Bernard Hinault, FRA, 1982, 1985, Stephen Rockier, IRL, 1987, Miguel Indurain, ESP, 1992, 1993, Marco Pantania, ITA, 1998. The Tour Vuelta double has been achieved by 2 cyclists: Jacques Anquetil, FRA, 1963, Bernard Hinault, FRA, 1978. The Giro Vuelta double has been achieved by 3 cyclists: Eddy Merckx, Bell, 1973, Giovanni Battaglina, ITA, 1981, Alberto Contadora, ESP, 2008. Of the above 9, Pantani, Roche and Battaglin's doubles were their only Grand Tour victories in their careers. Only 2 cyclists have placed in the top 10 at all 3 Grand Tours in the same year: Gimignani in 1955 and Nincini in 1957. Most mountain jerseys. The Tour Vuelta triple has been achieved by 2 riders: a Euro Federico Bahamontasur, ESP, and a Luis Herrera, COL. Most points jerseys. The Tour Vuelta triple has been achieved by 5 riders: a Euro Jamaluddin Abdoujaparouva, UZB, a Mark Cavendisher, GBR, a Laurent Jalabata, FRA, an Eddy Merckx, Bell, and an Alessandro Petacchia, ITA. Most young rider jerseys. The Tour Giro double has been achieved by 2 riders: a Euro Nairo Quintana, COL, and a Andy Schlecker, Lux. Most Grand Tour stage wins. Cyclists whose names are in bold are still active. This list is complete up to and including the 2014 Vuelta a España ±A. Only 3 cyclists have won stages in all 3 of the Grand Tours in the same year: a Miguel Poblete, ESP, 1956, a Pirino Bafia, ITA, 1958, and Alessandro Petacchia, ITA, 2003. Grand Tour finishers. Only 32 riders have finished all 3 Grand Tours in one season. Marino Lejarreta did it 4 times between 1987 and 1991. Bernardo Ruiz and Adam Hansen achieved it in 3 different years, while Eduardo Chozas and Carlos Sastre have completed the accomplishment twice. The rider with most participations on Grand Tours is Eduardo Chozas, with 27. He is also the rider which has finished most Grand Tours, with 26. The only Grand Tour he could not finish was the 1984 Vuelta a España ±A. Adam Hansen has finished the most consecutive Grand Tours, 10 tours. References